I'll be honest, I've never been the kind of person who believes in weird stuff. Ghosts, paranormal things, all of that. I always laughed it off. I needed proof, real proof. But what happened to me changed something in my head. I still don't fully understand it, and sometimes I wish I never got involved at all. It started pretty normal. I was working this boring retail job back then. Nothing special. Same routine every day. Clock in, clock out, go home. One afternoon after work, I walked to my car and noticed something stuck on the door handle. A neon pink sticky note. At first, I actually smiled. It said something like, "You're special. Hope you have a great day." And there was even a little smiley face drawn on it. It felt nice. Weirdly nice. I didn't think much of it. But then it happened again. Next day, same place, another pink note, and again, same spot on my car every time I left work. It started to feel like someone was watching me, but not in a scary way at first. More like attention. Someone noticed me. And honestly, in that part of my life, I kind of liked it. After maybe 3 or 4 notes, I got bold. I left a sticky note myself on my car. Just something playful, a little flirty even. I don't know why. I just went with it. The next day, there was another note waiting, and it replied to me. It felt like a game now, back and forth, like someone was right there, thinking about me, responding to me. I won't lie, I was kinda hooked. A few days later, before my day off, I left a note saying something like, "Don't miss me too much tomorrow." When I came back to my car that day, there was just a sad face drawn on the sticky note. No words, just that. That was the first time I felt a little chill. Like, okay, maybe this is getting strange, but it didn't stop. The next morning, I wasn't even working. I stayed home, did normal stuff. Around late morning, I went outside, and there it was again. Pink note on my car. This one said, "You look cute when you're sleeping." I stopped breathing for a second. That's when it stopped feeling like a joke. I told myself maybe it's someone from work, someone playing around. That was the only logical explanation I could accept. So I threw the note away, tried to ignore it. But when I got back to work, the notes didn't stop. Now they weren't friendly anymore. They turned darker. Things like, "You better answer me," and worse, "I know where you live." That line stayed in my head all day. I started thinking about calling the police, but I still convinced myself it must be someone I know, a coworker, a prank. Then one morning, I left a final note on my car. I wrote, "Stop this or I will call the police." I didn't even fully plan to call them. I just wanted it to end. That day after work, my note was gone. And for the first time in a while, nothing new was left. I actually felt relief, like it was over. But it wasn't. That night I woke up suddenly. Not sure why. Something felt off. I stayed still in bed, just listening. Then I heard it. A soft shuffling sound. Somewhere in the house. I grabbed a bat I had near my bed. My heart was already racing. Step by step, I walked down the hallway. Every part of me was telling me to go back, but I didn't. I checked the living room, kitchen. Everything looked normal. No one there. Silence. Too much silence. I went back to bed eventually, but I didn't sleep properly. Morning came, and that's when everything snapped. I went to the kitchen for juice and froze. Another pink sticky note on my fridge. It said, "You can't keep me away." I just stood there, completely still. I checked every door, every window, locked, everything locked. No signs of entry, but someone had been inside my house. I called the police right away. They came, took notes, checked everything, but they found nothing useful. No fingerprints, no entry point, nothing. They said it was probably someone I knew. I didn't agree because I knew what I saw, but they had no answers. A few days later, I stayed at a friend's place. I couldn't sleep there anymore. We even changed all the locks on my house when I came back. First night back, my friend stayed with me. Nothing happened. Weeks passed. Quiet again. I almost started believing it was done. Then one morning, I walked out to my front door, and there it was, another pink note. Same color, same handwriting. It said, "I guess you don't want to play anymore." That's when I called the police again immediately. They checked everything again, but still nothing solid. After that, I bought security cameras, every angle I could think of, but nothing ever happened again. No notes, no messages, just silence. Years passed. I moved, started a new life, got married, but sometimes, randomly, I think about those notes, and I still don't know the answer. Who it was, how they got inside, or why they stopped. But I remember one thing clearly. Whoever it was, they were close. Closer than I ever want to think about again. Hey, wait a second. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Your support really means a lot, and it keeps me motivated to make more and better videos. Thanks so much. I'll tell you exactly what happened. But even now, I still don't know what I actually saw. It started when I moved into this apartment. Small story. My relationship had just ended. I was alone, and I needed a fresh start. The place I got was honestly perfect. Quiet building, clean hallways, nice courtyard outside. Everything felt calm. At first, a few weeks in, I started noticing something strange at night. Running sounds in the hallway, not loud, just fast footsteps, like someone running past my door. I'd look through the peephole. Nothing. No one there. At that time, I didn't think much of it. I just assumed it was kids somewhere in the building, maybe being stupid late at night. I didn't really care enough to investigate. Then it kept happening, night after night. Same thing, running. Then silence. I stopped even checking the door after a while. My apartment was on the ground floor. My bedroom windows faced the courtyard. And yeah, anyone could technically walk right up to them if they wanted. That thought was always in the back of my mind, but I ignored it. I told myself nobody in this building would do anything weird. I trusted it. Big mistake. One night I woke up suddenly. I don't even know why at first. Then I heard it, giggling, right outside my bedroom window. It was soft, like kids trying not to laugh too loud, but it was there, clear. I got up, went to the window, and tapped the glass. I even made a show sound, like I was annoyed. The giggling stopped for a second. Then, tap, tap, on the glass. That made my stomach drop. I grabbed the curtain fast and pulled it open. Nothing, just the empty courtyard outside. Cold, still, no movement at all, no kids, no shadows, nothing. It felt wrong, though, like someone should have been there but wasn't. I closed the curtain and just stood there for a moment, confused, a little scared, but I pushed it off. I told myself it was just kids messing around and hiding fast. That's it, but it didn't stop. The giggling came back again the next nights. Same place, same time, always outside my window. Eventually, I just started ignoring it. I have nieces and nephews, so I thought, maybe it's just kids being stupid. If I don't react, they'll get bored. That was my logic. I didn't want to complain to management over imaginary kids or whatever it sounded like. So I left it. Then one day at work, I got an email from the apartment manager. It was short, cold. She told me to come to the office as soon as I got home. Said it was urgent. That whole day I felt weird, like something was coming. I even thought maybe I missed rent or something serious like that. When I arrived at the office, she immediately told me to close the door behind me. Her voice was low, almost whispering. Then a security guard came in and sat next to her. That's when they showed me something. Security footage. My hallway. Around 2 a.m., two small figures appeared near my apartment door. Hooded. They looked like kids, maybe 10 or 12 years old. Hard to tell. They stood right outside my door, very close, like they were waiting. And then, nothing. They didn't move for almost 10 minutes, just standing there in front of my door, like they were frozen. I remember feeling my chest tighten watching that. Then one of them finally reached for the doorknob. They tried it a few times, like they were testing it, but the door didn't open. After those 10 minutes, they suddenly moved away from the camera view. Just walked off. Fast. The weirdest part? When they checked other cameras in the building, there was nothing. No sign of them entering or leaving anywhere. Like they just disappeared after that hallway. That night I couldn't stop thinking about it. I decided I wasn't sleeping. I stayed up, waiting, ready to catch them if they came back. But nothing happened. No giggles, no footsteps, nothing. About a week later, though, 1:30 a.m., I heard something again in the hallway. I went silent instantly. Then I heard it, my doorknob shaking. Slow at first, then harder. I knew it was them. I rushed to the door and yelled, telling them to stop. Then I heard it, a small laugh. Right outside. Two small shapes were there again, heads down, standing in front of my door. But something was different this time. When I yelled again, the laughing stopped. Then one voice said something like, "Please." It didn't sound like a joke. It sounded desperate, but I was too scared and angry at the same time. I told them I'd call the cops. They started giggling again. Then the doorknob started shaking harder. One of them even threw their body against the door. Bang, bang. But it didn't open. I stood there holding the door, frozen. Then suddenly, silence. When I looked again through the peephole, no one was there. Empty hallway. I didn't open the door. I was too scared. They were still right outside. I called the police immediately. They arrived, took everything seriously at first, but later they kind of leaned toward the idea that it was just local kids messing around. Honestly, I didn't argue much. I didn't have proof. A few days later, I ran into the apartment manager again outside. She pulled me aside. Her face looked uneasy. She asked if anything had happened again. I said no. Then she made this strange expression and told me something I still remember clearly. She said the previous tenant in my apartment wasn't normal. She didn't give details. She said she wasn't allowed to, but she hinted something bad happened involving that woman's children. That's all she said. Then she quickly stopped herself and said she already said too much. Before walking away, she told me to just keep my doors locked, and she said something I'll never forget. This wasn't a prank. After that, nothing ever happened again. No footsteps, no giggles, nothing. I moved out eventually. I don't live there anymore. But even now, I still think about it sometimes. About how those kids appeared, how they vanished, and how there was no way in or out, according to the cameras. And I still don't know what I actually saw. I just know one thing. I don't want to hear that giggling ever again.